morning, Mississippi State University. I'm Louis Montesi, and I'm joined today by head tennis coach of Mississippi State, Per Nilsson, who, after two huge victories this past weekend over number 40 South Carolina and formerly number 10 Florida, his Bulldogs are in the top 10 for the first time since 1999. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
Excellent, excellent today. Since you can join me. Coach Nilsson has been the coach since 2007, and he made a promise when he was being interviewed back in 2007 about this job position, that he would do whatever he can to get a struggling Bulldog program and lift them back into the top 10. So, Coach, when you first found out that you had done essentially what you said you were going to do when you were hired here, what was your reaction?
I mean, we felt proud, obviously, but it's just one of the goals. I mean, it definitely was a goal when I got interviewed that we were going to get back to the top 10. It felt really good, but at the same time, me and Matt are looking forward, and we have other goals. We want to get into the top 8, get a good seed for the NCAA tournament, things like that. I know the guys were super excited. They've worked really hard, and it's the most rewarding thing, I think, is all the former players that have emailed and texted and said good job, and they're really happy to see us back there.
That's awesome. And you mentioned the players. You're really fortunate because you have 3 seniors on this squad, in Louis Kant, who comes from Belgium, and then George, who comes from London, and then Artem, who comes all the way from Russia. And Artem is ranked 15th, Louis is 44, and George is ranked 46 in the country right now. So I know that it must be a real joy to coach them. I know you've seen them grow and develop so much over these last 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, they're three of our key players, and they've developed so much since they first came here. But we knew they were in that mix of that were going to help us get to where we are today, and I'm really proud of them. They have a couple of more home matches to go, and that'll be it for them. It's going to be emotional for sure.
I'm sure. Speaking of emotion, I know Artem especially is the guy who's holding down the 1 spot for the Bulldogs right now. Artem is now ranked 15th in the nation, and he's defeated 6 players in the nation's among the nation's top 40 tennis players, and lost a couple of other close draws as well. But you just talk about Artem. When he came in, he was probably like 5'6", and you still call him kid. But
yeah.
Now he's the number 1 guy on the squad.
A couple of people call him the Karate Kid. We call him Kid. He's obviously little on the court, but with a big game. He came in as a young 17-year-old with a junior game, and now he's 400 or 500 in the world, just playing a few tournaments out there. And he's really turned into a men's player, and that's why we bring the players here, is to make that transition from junior tennis to the men's tennis, and he's done an amazing job.
And you mentioned, we mentioned the guys who have come from all over the world. You've got a couple of guys from England, one from Spain, Australia, Canada, and Trey. Trey is our token Mississippian from just down the road here in Mississippi. But when you go and you travel to other countries and you're finding athletes, other countries and then around the United States, what are you telling these guys when you're trying to get them to come to Starkville?
I mean, the first thing we look at is, how much they enjoy tennis, and if that's their number 1 thing, that's the first thing we look at. What's driving them? Are they hungry to play more, or have they reached their peak and they're going to stay the same? That's the first thing we look at, and then we obviously look at will they fit in our philosophy, so to speak, and are they going to be someone that the Mississippi State alumni and people that are here are going to be proud of? Are they going to be that Bulldog that we feel is important for us? And once we see that, then we sit down with them and their families and explain about what we do and about our school, and see if it's going to be a good fit. And a lot of times it's not how good they hit the ball or how highly ranked they are. It's more about, hey, is that our type of guy? And once we see that, we go after them hard. And I feel like we've gotten a really good group of guys the last couple of years, and the results, show it.
Absolutely. Both on and off the court, because Coach Nilsson's tennis dogs have a GPA across the board of 3.8, which is remarkable and among the highest of all the sports teams on campus. Coach, what do you tell these guys when they're going to class? I mean, because it takes so much time and so much emotion and so much of an energy expenditure that they have to use out here. So how do you tell them to approach school in conjunction with what they're doing on the tennis court?
Well, one of the things that you have to do to fit in here is you have to be smart, and you have to realize that, hey, okay, you love tennis, you want to be number one in the world. You know, that's not easy. You know, you better have something to fall back on, and the academics are great here. You know, they tell us that they realize that, and we tell them the same. Hey, you're not going to fit in if you don't take care of both. You got to do everything 100%, no matter what it is. And they've done a great job taking care of school. It makes it easier when you're on the court, when you feel good about school. And so I stay on them quite a bit. You know, they take pride in trying to get the highest GPA, and they've done amazing so far. They know, they come from very smart families that realize that, you know, tennis isn't everything. You know, you have to take care of academics, and we have some really smart kids that are doing well.
If we were to ask the guys on the team, who would they say is the smartest on the tennis team?
I think they'd probably say maybe James was the smartest.
Okay.
And then I don't know. Then it'd be a battle after that. They're all smart. You know, they're all smart in their way.
For sure. Well, one of the things you mentioned Matt earlier, your assistant tennis coach Matt Hill. You guys have a great relationship both on and off the court, and it's funny because you're both coaches, but during matches and during practices, it seems like we see you and you're always going because you're just so excited, and you guys just seem to love what you do.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about the relationship you have with Coach Hill and how y'all complement each other?
I mean, I was lucky to get Matt when I first got here. He was a volunteer assistant at Alabama, and he wanted to, you know, get an assistant job, and I kind of snagged him from Alabama, and I thought that was a great move. He's been amazing. I mean,
their loss, our gain.
He's done a great job here. You know, we complement each other very well. I hope he's learned a lot from me. I know I've learned a lot from him, and you know, we just gel really well, and we're together so much that you have to be able to be close, and we really are.
Right. Now, Perry, you actually played. You originally from Sweden, but you went to Jackson Academy, not from just a couple hours down the road from here. But when you played tennis at Mississippi State, and in 1994, as a senior, Perry actually got a ranking of 19th in the country and is currently still 7th all-time in singles victories at Mississippi State. So what does it feel like to come back to your alma mater after having success as an undergrad student, but to be able to come back to your alma mater and take a program that you graduated from and take them back to the top?
Well, everybody that's played here, you know, is really proud to be a Bulldog. And those years, you know, when I started coming in, and then for years after, you know, when the ranking was so high, we were well known all over the country that Mississippi State was a powerhouse in tennis, and that's what we wanted to, you know, bring back. We wanted the community to be proud about tennis. We wanted the administration to feel like, okay, tennis is one of our stronger sports, one of the most exciting sports on campus to watch. I mean, we're not one of the big sports, obviously, but I feel like when we get someone to come to our matches, you know, they come back. They realize how much fun it is, and that's what we want. We want this to be a fun event, and at the same time, our guys are working towards what they want, which is to get their degree and then play pro tennis afterwards. So it's fun.
Would you say that the crowd energizes our guys? Because we get pretty good crowds out here, and they also interact when they're finished their matches. They tend to interact with the crowd and do chants and stuff together. Doesn't that just give energy to the players?
Yeah, it really does. I mean, I think our guys love playing at home. It's their job to interact with the crowd, because you know, the crowd can be so much part of the match. You know, they can really help us. They can really put some pressure on the opponent. So we talk about it. Hey, talk to the crowd. You know, let them know when it's important. Let them know how fired up you are. And you know, obviously Artem on the middle court is doing a great job of that, and the guys on the side is a little tougher, but Louis on the end, I mean, he's amazing as well. It's really good, and we want the crowd to be loud. We want them to enjoy it, and makes it for a great experience, not only for our team, but for the visiting team as well.
What would you tell to somebody who hasn't yet made it out to a tennis match and maybe was thinking about coming to watch y'all this weekend?
You know, it's not what you see on TV, hush hush. You know, it's more like a football game. You have to be respectful to the opponents, obviously, but we want you to be loud. We want you to cheer for the guys. We want you to get involved and help us get through the match.
Excellent. Well, remember, Coach Nilsson and his tennis dogs ranked number 10th in the country, highest ranking since 1999. They're doing some great things right now, and they're great students as well, and they're also great representations of Mississippi State University. They got a couple of matches this weekend. They need your support, and the SEC tournament is just around the corner. Coach Nilsson, thank you for joining us.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
He's Coach Nilsson. I'm Louis Montesi. Thank you for watching Hail State TV.